Hello, it's Mr. Lovesy here, and I'm here to help you understand what is health. So, without further ado, let's start and watch the video. Just to recap, how to use this video is watch it, pause it, use it. As always, you can watch it as many times as you need to. Pause it if you need time to understand the concepts or if the video asks you to think about a question. Lastly, use it. You can use what you learn to help you in lessons and your assessment. Health and fitness, I thought they were the same. Well, today we're going to understand the difference between them, and we're going to understand when to use these terms correctly, and hopefully by the end of this video, you can correctly identify the difference between health and fitness. Definitions for health and fitness. So the World Health Organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So we're now going to start to understand there's three main concepts of health: physical, mental, and social, and how they can all help a person, or sometimes the barriers that a person can have in being healthy in all three aspects. Fitness can be defined as the ability to meet the demands of the environment. So this is different to health. As you can see, we're looking at someone's ability to meet the demand of the environment. For instance, if you're a 100-meter runner, how do you meet the demand of the 100-meter race? Or if you looked at someone else, maybe living in a very cold climate, how do they meet the ability to live in that environment? And lastly, exercise can be defined as a form of physical exercise done to improve health or fitness or both. And you'll find that exercise links to health and fitness, but for very different reasons. When looking at health, we need to think about mental health, physical health, and our social health. Mental health is to do with how we feel mentally. Are we free of anxiety, depression? Do we have maybe a mental illness that might be affecting us? Mental illnesses can be unseen, they're normally silent, and people need to get help from people to get better. When we're looking at mental health, we need to look at maybe people's attitude, psychology, some possible problems that they may have, and mental health can be affected in many different ways and for many different reasons. Exercise has been shown to be a great way to improve mental health as it releases endorphins and is really positive feeling. So the more you exercise, the more likely it is it can help your mental health. But mental health can also be affected by your social health. Now, social well-being is looking at the relationships that we have, the people that we are surrounded by, our friends and our family. Someone who's socially healthy, it depends on the person. Some people need a small friendship group of 2 or 3 people. If that makes them happy, they can be socially healthy. The relationships they have with their parents, but sometimes people can suffer from loneliness, and therefore that might mean they're not very socially healthy, which then can impact their mental health. Lastly, if we look at physical health, we'd have our physical activity, quality sleep, and healthy eating. It's important to get quality sleep, especially when we're growing and developing through adolescence, to make sure that we are well rested and mentally we're rested as well. And this has a big impact on our learning in school, but also our health in general. And we look at eating healthy. If we're eating healthy, it's also good for our mental and social health. If we're eating healthy, we'll have more energy, then we can exercise, but then also mentally we'll be more alert. So now we move on to who is the fittest. What I'd like you to do here is I'd like you to pause the video and I would like you to have a brief think to yourself about who is the fittest. Think about the definitions we've just read through and think what your answer could be. We'll be looking at it in class, so I'd like you to justify your answer. Please pause the video now. Okay, thank you for pausing the video. Hopefully, you've now had a good think about who you think is the fittest. Again, we'll be covering this in class, but just to have a brief discussion, think about meeting the demands of the environment. Are both sports going to have the same demands, or will both sports need different demands? Will they need different components of health, and will they need different components of skill? If we move on to the next question, who is the fittest between a rugby player versus a 400-meter runner? Again, I'd like you to pause the video and have a brief think. Please pause the video now. Thank you for pausing the video. Hopefully, you've now got an answer that you'd like to share with class. To make sure you've watched this video the way through, please can you comment in the Google Classroom with your answer and have a reason why. Thank you for listening to this video. Have a nice day.